SHC is a private pharmaceutical group which previously has one headquarters as a parent corporation and 7 regional companies with their own board of governors. SHC distributes products through operating these subsidiary companies. Due to legal issues associated with having so many governing bodies and coordination of effort, corporation changed its organization structure by establishing one board of directors for the entire organization. This case study focuses on the job analysis process of SHC during corporation restructuring process, which includes the creation of job description and job specification. The job analysis procedures of SHC is summarized as below. Firstly, Vice President of Human Resources, Ms. Thùy Trinh, together with Committee of Managers and Executive Directors, guided the comprehensive look at all jobs. Ms. Bần, Compensation and Benefit Manager, was assigned to conduct job analysis. She developed a 20-page job analysis questionnaire and distributed to all employees. In the next step, HR interns in SHC draft about 300 job descriptions and specifications. Once draft available, she coordinated the review by appropriate managers and team leaders. It took 4 months to conduct the job analysis and complete the job description and specification. SHC developed compensation and performance appraisal system in 9 months. Then, they refined and implemented all components of the new and improved HR activities in 1 year. Compensation system has been installed for most jobs below the senior management level. 2 years later, the structural reorganization proceeded, affect only 15 to 20 jobs at the managerial level. Finally, Ms. Bần and Ms. Thùy established procedures so that all jobs are reviewed each year and the compensation structures are updated.
Okay, so that was the first part of the presentation, which is the overview of the case. So now we'll move to the second part, which is answering all 4 questions. The first question is my part, which is discuss why job analysis was an essential part of the company in the case. And for me, there is 4 main reasons. It keeps annoying because my house is next to the door, next to the road. Firstly, during restructure process, SHC need to dissolve 7 governing bodies in each regional companies to establish only one board director. This process requires a lot of information from job analysis for revising current job or creating new job. To complete this task, HR managers must have accurate information about the level of skill required in various jobs, including both new job and existing job, so that they can tell what kind of human resource will be needed in future. And moreover, job analysis provides a lot of insight for supervisor and other manager. New manager working in SHC can evaluate whether work is done in the most effective way with the information about the workflow process provided by job analysis. And third reason, because there is only one board director for entire organization, it should be consistent and united throughout the whole corporation. Job analysis promotes equal distribution by providing information about different jobs and compare them to produce a value on job or setting up fair play structure. It also helps in identifying the behaviors and the result associated with the effectiveness performance, which contribute to the effective and accurate compensation system of SHC installed for all employees later on. Finally, the company faced with some legal issue lead to organizational restructuring, and job analysis can help companies to deal with them by providing evidence of efforts made to engage in fair employment practice.
Okay, thanks Hoàng.
Now I give you brief review and evaluation about job analysis process as SHC, and it's also the answer to the second question. Let's start with some improper points in job analysis process of SHC. First of all, job description were done by student interns who don't have in-depth knowledge about job characteristics or familiar with the writing process. Secondly, SHC did not consider other existing sources of information, may include the company human resource file, which can save a great deal of time and effort. Lastly, they didn't communicate well with individual employees to make sure they all understand and comply with their duties in the description and specification to avoid any conflict in the future. That's the reason why it took a whole year to refinement and implementation. On the other hand, they assign right person to conduct job analysis, a compensation and benefit manager who has sufficient professional knowledge to take the task. Second, they use position analysis questionnaire method to acquire information from all incumbents in the organization who are most acquainted with the details of the job. Moreover, the questionnaire are tailored to various job functions throughout company. The answer was sent to appropriate department to review to eliminate incentive to exaggerate of employees. Finally, all drafting job descriptions and specifications were reviewed by appropriate managers and team leader before complete final version. To get better results, there are several recommendations for SHC. Firstly, they should assign HR professional to write job description and job specification, or contract with other firms which provide this kind of service. Secondly, they should take a comprehensive view of other information sources. And lastly, companies should help the employee to understand what is expected from them and whether they agree with the task listed in the job description and specification. So it covers all my presentation. Let's move to the third question.
So thank you Tom for the answer for the question 2. And now I will move on with the question 3 about the linkage between job analysis and HR activities. So first thing I want to mention about the 6 main basic HR activity: analysis and design work, HR planning, recruitment, selection, training and development, compensations, and managing performance. So in this case, I just only focus on the case study. So I'll just mention the linkage between job analysis with the HR planning, compensations, and managing performance. So now we'll move to the first linkage between job analysis and HR planning. So with the job analysis, they will have the job descriptions and job specifications with all the detailed information about the job, the task, duty, responsibility for each position. And therefore, the HR manager will be able to evaluate organizational structure, which position they are missing, or which position is inappropriate to serve in the company and in order to serve the restructuring purpose. And in the case of SHC company, they have 7 parameters which are very complex, and after the analysis they will be able to define the number of employees and managers, and it's easier for restructures, and the whole outcome of the process only affects about 15 to 20 jobs at the managerial level. So it's quite impressive because they have to do the quite good job analysis. And the second link about the analysis and compensations. So in this case, after the Miss Vân have developed the job analysis, she have moved to the compensations policy, and they develop a new compensation policy based on the job analysis, like they know that which skill that the employee has required in order to have a good performance, and so they will be able to design a suitable compensation system for each position in the company. In this case, a credible system for pay increase will create a motivation for employees because they know that they are working in a fair and clear environment in the company, so they will try hard to achieve higher performance. And the last linkage is with the managing performance. So also with the own detailed information and very enough information, they will be able to create a better system of job evaluation. Job evaluation is always a very difficult task for everyone, for employee, also for the HR manager. So they will have the job evaluation system to make sure that the tasks are promptly and accurately completed. In this case, for the manager level, they also have the pay for performance policy, which will make the managers stay with and loyal to company because they know that all their efforts and the trying are being rewarded, because managers' position is very difficult and are very complicated and pressure positions. So if they are knew that they are paying for what they performance, even maybe even higher than other CEO have higher positions in the company, so they will be happy to do their own task. Thank you. So now we move to the question.
Good morning everyone, my name is Lan and I will present to you the question number 4. In this part we are going to have a look at the job description, the JD, or the specifications of a human resources manager and evaluate whether it is well prepared or not. So now let's come to the administrative information. We can see that the job description includes the job title but lacks the content of the part reports to and the job code which should have been used by the analyst to arrange the documents. And we can see very clear here that there are many typing mistakes that can make the job description less professional. And from the second part, which is essential duties and responsibilities, we can see that they made many typing mistakes also. The words are stick together and repeated. Moreover, this part failed to show the importance of each task by arranging the tasks randomly, and they should have shown the tasks in the order of their importance to make it easier for the readers to follow. Finally, it lacks the office hour and the approximated percentage of time that the managers spend on that duty a year. The third part is the specific degrees required. The job description is of a human resources manager, and therefore the education and the experience are compulsory for this job. In this JD, the degrees part are simple and do not include experience. Human resources managers should usually begin their career as a human resources staff and show an aptitude for leading employees, managing large projects. As a result, this part needs clarifying the experience and the level of education of the incumbent as a sample here, such as for the degrees, the bachelor degree for human resources or other related fields required, master degree preferred, and the CIPD qualification is an advantage. And for the experience, the manager should have a minimum of 7 years working in the human resources field. And the fourth part is the skills and qualities. This part lacks the integrity in grammar. The structure should be in a unified form and the language used should be formal. What is more, there is one repetition mistake. The phrase strong interpersonal skills is repeated twice. This makes the description less professional by making such an evident mistake. And the last part is the physical demands and work environment. This part shares the same typing mistakes with the words stick to each other, which makes it hard for the analyst to read. Besides, the physical demands can be arranged in the table so that it can be clearer for the analyst to recognize the difference among the frequency of the activities that a human resources manager has to do.